Hello folks, Michael here. I got another package in the mail today. I already opened it so I know what it is. Maybe it's that really expensive cell phone. It looks like a package for a cell phone, huh? No, it's not a cell phone. It's a book. I read this book years ago and I saw it on eBay. It's called The Black Sheep Squadron, The Devil in the Slot. The Black Sheep Squadron, Devil in the Slot. The terror of the Pacific is back, led by the wildest war hero of all, Colonel Pappy Boeing. So I don't know if you can see it. I read this book and they made TV shows about it. So I'll read the back of it and then we'll talk about it a little. It says, Pappy is a living legend who doesn't want to die. It says, Colonel Gregory Pappy Boynton is the boozing, brawling, Japanese taunting hell for leather marine flying ace who took a crazy bunch of screwballs and molded them into the terror of the Pacific, the fabulous Black Sheep Squadron of World War II. Now Pappy is up against the greatest ace on the other side, the sensational Japanese warrior, Captain Tomio Horachi. So he's got to fight their ace. These two guys are really good and they want to kill each other deep down. They're enemies. It's Boynton in his F4U1 Corsair versus Horachi in his Mitsubishi AMX A6M the Zero. It's a duel to the death in the high skies of the Pacific, and may the quickest trigger, the slickest flyer, and the bravest man win. Devil in the Slot, a novel by Mike John based on the Universal TV series The Black Sheep Squadron, created for television by Stephen J. Cannell, adapted from the episode Devil in the Slot, written by Stephen J. Cannell, and The Fastest Gun, written by Stephen J. Cannell and Philip D. Gurr. So, yeah, I read this book, but it's been a while since I read it. So I haven't read it again yet. So I'm going to try to tell you what it's about, basically. It's about Boynton and Captain Tomio. They're both hotshot aces in World War II. They shot down a lot of planes, both of them. And what is going on in this time period is it's sometime in 1943, and the Americans are, winning the war. They won the battle for Guadalcanal. They're in the Solomon Islands, and they're trying to work their way up toward Rabaul, a big Japanese enemy base. The Japanese, they don't want that either. So they brought in lots and lots of Zero fighters and pilots. They want to push the Americans back. They want to regain air superiority because they've kind of lost the edge, and the Americans are winning now. So they have the Zero fighter, which is a killing machine. It's killed a lot of people and shot down a lot of planes. But now the Americans have their own killing machine. It's called the Corsair. And Pappy Boynton, he wasn't the first to fly it, but his squadron was stationed in the Solomons, one of the islands before Rabaul. And in this time period, every morning, basically, a bunch of planes from both sides and would fly off their bases and engage each other. and they would try to shoot down as many planes as they could on the enemy side to gain air superiority. So one morning, as I was reading the book, Boynton and his squadron flew off of one of the islands towards Rabaul, and Lieutenant Tomillo flew off with a bunch of his. They had been engaging each other for weeks, trying to, they would get up, they'd fly every morning and engage and fight and shoot each other and try to shoot down as many planes as they can. Well, one morning, the Black Sheep gained the edge, and they shot down a lot of Japanese planes, including the ace of the ace, Captain Tomillo, on the Japanese side. So it was a big loss for the Japanese, and and Pappy and his boys and his corsairs, they kind of pushed the Japanese back a little bit. They were kind of, it was kind of a big hit on their morale and stuff. And so anyway, they would still take off, both sides would take off every morning and fly and engage each other, but it wasn't as fierce because Captain Tomillo was shot down. But one morning, either Boynton's plane had mechanical problems or it was damaged during the battle. So Boynton was flying back. This is what I can remember by reading the book. He was trying to fly back to his base with his crippled Corsair because it was in pretty bad shape, either because it had mechanical problems or it was damaged in combat. And Boynton spotted a Japanese Zero heading straight for him. So he was really getting worried, and then he really got worried because he realized it was Captain Tomillo that was shot down. And now Captain Tomillo was back in another Zero, heading straight for Boynton and his crippled Corsair. So it's a very interesting book. I won't tell you what happens after that. But there is kind of a side note too to this book. It talks about Sergeant Micklin, who is one of the mechanics for the Black Sheep. He's the head mechanic, actually. And he does not like the Black Sheep at all for some reason. He doesn't like college kids and pilots, but he's really good at fixing planes. And Boynton and his boys would like to court-martial him because he kind of beats up on the guys, but they need a mechanic so bad that they kind of overlook Micklin. His name is Sergeant Micklin. He was played in the movie by Red West. And Red West was one of Elvis's best friends, so that's another story. But it's a very good book. I liked it better than the TV show. And I'm sure a lot of people read it and know about the Black Sheep. But that's just my interpretation of the Black Sheep, what happened, so by reading the book. So please subscribe to my channel, and happy trails until we meet again. Happy trails.